All right, good morning, everybody. We're live on Facebook and YouTube and streamed on, well, everywhere. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, TuneIn Radio, Podchaser, Deezer, Podcast Addict, GeoSavan, and all of these are on satellite radio. So you're telling me, Raylene.
And then live from Facebook and YouTube. And if you are not yet a YouTube subscriber, please go to YouTube, search Air It Out, and subscribe.
Yeah.
It's free. You don't need to do anything. Just literally click this. That's it. Subscribe. That's it.
That's it.
And then, no matter what, you know that you'll find us.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost you anything.
No.
North Country weather, we're looking at clouds, but some more sun later this afternoon. Blustery and chilly.
It's blustery and chilly right now. What do they mean this afternoon?
I know. You know, I think it's a relief. I just think it feels great. When I came out this morning, I just loved it. The smell in the air is just incredible.
You know who's swearing at you right now?
Who's that?
Dottie Moffat.
Why?
Because she hates the cold.
Yeah, I know. She told me that.
She already has hunkered down. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Yes. She does not like it.
We've got highs today only in the upper 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, clear skies, some valley fog, and you know what that means. We're going to get a touch of frost, 35 to 40. And I think that kind of depends on where you are, but mostly the hollows going to get a little bit of frost. Saturday looks good tomorrow, mostly sunny around 60. Sunday, partly sunny in the morning, and then more clouds, mid-60s. Monday, to start out the work week, looks pretty good. Good chance for some morning showers, but some breaks of sun, and 65 for the daytime high on Monday. We're going to be talking with Ashley from Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice. She's the flu vaccine expert, and she's going to be on with us a little later on this morning, and we're going to talk about the importance of getting your flu shot this year.
Nice.
Which apparently what I'm hearing is that there's more importance this year than there have been in previous years, because there's a couple of different strains going around, and the forecast is for a pretty ugly flu season. So
I'm guessing because we were all shut in for so long and our immunities are a little different, and the whole mask wearing thing
right.
Well, has played a role in that too.
Exactly.
So we shall see.
We're asking you this morning, when's the last time you went to the movies? Because as we've been posting up, the weather is it's great movie weather. I mean, it just is. It just flat out is. And there's some great new flicks that are out. FGB Theaters, one of our presenting sponsors, Capitol Theater in Montpelier, has got Don't Worry, Darling and The Woman King. Those are both rated R, along with Barbarian. And Top Gun Maverick is still playing, if you haven't seen it. DC, The League of Super Pets, all playing at the Capitol Theater. The Paramount Theater right here in Barrie. Don't Worry, Darling, and Pearl. Also, Minions, The Rise of Gru, and don't forget matinees Saturday and Sunday. We've got all the show times right on the Aired Out page, so keep watch, follow the page. Get on fgbtheaters.com for your, FGB movie card, or maybe grab a gift certificate to tell someone thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Or
don't forget to have the popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn with Cabot butter.
Yeah, smothered in Cabot butter.
Yeah, that's one thing that they're really known for, is they don't fool around when it comes to butter.
When you walk by, it smells so good.
I know. Does anyone make popcorn better than Alan Roberts? Anyone on the planet?
Probably not.
Nah, probably not. Birthdays today, we have Kayla Martin, who's 20. Thelma Eckenrode, 59 today. I've been practicing her last name for the last couple of hours. Ellen Rue is 39. Lori Armiston 42. Denise Clark on the list today, along with Joellen Calderera. I think I'm getting that right. Norm Grenier, 87?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. He couldn't be 87.
Well, there's a senior and a junior, so.
Well, that's the senior.
Yeah.
87 years old. Wow. Vern Maxim Jr. is 36. Hazen Sauls, 27. Dennis Barney is 74. And Nathan Perry is 37. Look out. We've got one more local. It's Johnny Racer. He's 52. And the boss, Bruce Springsteen, 73 years old. Are you,
wow.
You a fan of Bruce
I
Springsteen?
love Bruce. Who doesn't?
I don't.
You don't
I'll
love
tell you
him?
exactly who doesn't.
I love him.
I can't stand him. What do you
You feel about him like I feel about Carrie Underwood? Is that what you're saying?
Much worse.
Yeah.
I've never liked Bruce Springsteen, ever. I mean, right out of the chute, little kid, born in the USA. And I just remember being a little kid, sitting there saying, why do you have to just keep repeating the same thing over and over and over, Bruce? Born in the USA.
Well, he had more songs than just that.
Born in the USA. I know, but the guy can't sing. And he's so stiff when he plays the guitar. He's like, just, ugh.
I know.
Sorry. I'm sorry. What's trending in Vermont this morning? Is there anything going on?
First, let's go back to Johnny Racer for a second.
Yeah, please.
Because, he, 802 Cornhole,
Yes.
is hosting the Cornhole tournament.
That's right.
For the suicide prevention.
Yes. And that's...
We just posted the folder this weekend.
Yeah. Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday.
And it's posted, and we'll post it again. And if you forget and you need the information, it's right here on the bulletin board in our window.
Yes.
So thank you to Johnny Racer for donating his time and that whole event. And I believe it's going to be right there at his
house.
Right at his location.
He's even got a porta potty set up.
I mean, so thank you very much for doing that.
When there's a porta potty and
there's going to be people hanging out, drinking some brews and playing some serious cornhole.
Porta potties and cornholes together.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mix right there.
We just, at my family reunion that we just did this summer, my aunt made a like a porta potty. It wasn't the whole room, but it was a toilet.
Yeah.
It was a box, basically, a wooden box with a toilet seat and the lid up, and it was all decorated. It was for the kids, and they were throwing rolls of toilet paper into the hole.
Nice.
Yeah, so nobody would get hurt. The littles could play that and wing the toilet paper and try to get it. No.
That's great. And nothing gets plugged up.
Yeah.
So we're good. What do we have going on? What's trending in Vermont today?
Let's see. I can't look at the page at the same time like you can. So
apparently I can't.
You can't. Hold on.
Apparently not.
Well, you hold on.
This new Facebook. Is anyone else upset out there about the new Facebook? Is Mark Zuckerberg listening this morning?
Well, because we have to sign out and sign in as our own name and then go, search Aired Out and read it just as if we are an ordinary person because we can't read anything while we're signed in. But Phil Scott is not expecting any unannounced migrants, but he says that he will make a contingency plan. And we know there's been big talk about that over the last several days of them coming to New England, and there was big talk that Vermont's going to take like a few hundred of them, and now we know that was rumored, that there's a plan or there's going to be a plan.
I heard WCAX talking a little bit about this too.
Yes. So, and then BT Digger tells us that retailers and growers warn of cannabis shortage ahead of the retail sales. What do you think about that? So, yeah, owner of Lost Lake Cannabis in Georgia uses Jeweler's Loop to check the cannabis bud for ripeness.
Really?
Yeah, but they say late start for both outdoor and indoor growers, compounded, I can't talk this morning, by supply chain and testing problems will mean a limited supply of recreational cannabis. Do you believe that?
Oh, no. What are we going to do?
The same thing that we've been doing for a whole lot of years. Unfortunately, it just won't be here on Main Street. Because people have been buying it and growing it for...
Don't say that.
Forever.
Did you just say that?
I did.
We need to bleep that out. We're going to get in a lot of trouble for saying that.
Bullshit. They sell everything else around here, too. The shit that's making our kids overdose and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, hey, it is what it is. And you can grow your own marijuana in the state of Vermont. You can have up to 3 plants.
Right.
Depending.
Not like 40 plants. Like I have one friend. That's what they have.
Yeah.
Almost 40 plants.
And now maybe the feds are going to be here knocking on the door wanting to know who your friend is, but whatever. Talk about,
I love we're making this one the daily dose of feel good. I love the story you posted up from WCAX about the passengers. On that flight from Long Beach, California to Honolulu.
Yeah, that said, we're not taking your shit.
No, they got a special surprise Wednesday. I'm just looking here. All the passengers on the Southwest Airlines plane were given a ukulele.
Oh, that one. Okay. There's 2 stories.
What? They got the ukulele, and they got lessons on the flight provided by Guitar Center. Amazing Facebook post from the airline claiming that you can learn to play the instrument in 20 minutes or less.
There was another flight that went from Florida to somewhere, I'm not sure where there was a passenger that was being an obnoxious asshole causing some significant troubles, and a few of the passengers took him out, held him on the ground until they landed.
I think that's wonderful.
Me too.
Frankly, I wish that there were more stories like that.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
We're not taking your shit. We're not going to let you threaten this flight or these people, and they took them out.
I wish there was
zip tied them up, handcuffed,
good.
Took them out.
I wish there would be a story like that once a week.
Me too.
In the press.
I'm sure there is. We just maybe don't hear about it. I don't know.
It's too bad.
And then the Brownington man pleads not guilty to murder charge in shooting at a Belvedere camp. It was actually the son of his ex-girlfriend, and she had recently gotten a restraining order on him. And he went to the camp anyways. And when her and her son got there to change the lock on the camp, he was already there. When he pulled in behind this Chadwick's truck, Chadwick shot him, and he died shortly thereafter. And Chadwick says that he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. He was depressed, having a hard time with it all, and his plan was that if the cops showed up, he would kill himself. But it wasn't the cops that showed up. It was the woman and her son. And yeah, that's what he is saying has happened. And then basketball goals.
I saw that.
There's been a recall on those for injury hazards. So the Spalding ones. So just make sure you check that out. Make sure you're not one of those.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the overdose death surge. Fentanyl
Yeah, I saw that.
floods
Colorado.
Colorado
Yeah.
with the candy. And yeah.
Yeah.
Um
Wow.
I don't know what others think, but I almost feel like that's almost like an act of terrorism when you're bringing in these candies and distributing them, and it's literally killing population. The numbers are staggering this year so far. Just this close into like well over 100,000 people have overdosed and died.
I agree with you. And I can think of 3 things right off the top of my head that should be done with these individuals that are caught distributing this kind of stuff into our populations. But I frankly think that if I were to relay exactly what I think should be done with these people, we'd probably lose a couple of great sponsors.
Yeah.
Like Preston's Kia, which you posted this morning. Their inventory is popping right now.
They've
got new cars coming in. They're blasting this month. They've got the Fortes, the Souls, the Sportages, all of that. PrestonsKia.com. If you want to shop at home in your own privacy, you can even,
shop online.
You can
call
shop
them.
online. You can shop while you're eating dinner.
Yeah, they'll bring it right to your home. Everything is all done for you, right in your home.
Yeah, 51 Gallatin Hill Road in Montpelier.
Also at Preston's, they are going to do the trunk or treat again this year.
Yes.
So if you are willing to fill your trunk with candy, park in the parking lot down at Preston's.
Yep.
And so that the kids can come and trick or treat from your trunk. And
yes.
They do a little parade, Halloween parade. It's cute as hell. Last year it was packed.
Yeah.
It was amazing. There's all kinds of fun stuff down there for the kids. Anyway, if you want to volunteer and fill your trunk, and please call Nicole at Preston's Kia.
Or just hit them up on Facebook.
Or hit them up on Facebook and let them know. But preferably get in touch with Nicole. She is the one in charge of all of that down there. And we'll post up the number, and I will post the poster again. And then by all means, if you're a parent, it's a very safe, easy place to bring the kids. Easy walking, safe. There's all kinds of other things that happen down there. So join us.
I wonder if Josh Dickinson from Gusto's will be back this year.
Probably. He had fun last year.
He was dressed up as a cowboy.
He was.
No.
Well, he had on all of his new Gusto's attire, which is plaid now.
Yeah.
So
that's true. Good point.
He was a Gusto's cowboy. He looked good. I have to tell you, it worked.
I disagree. I think Jackie should have said something to him beforehand. I think.
What do you think he should have been, JD? Please tell us.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But Jackie should have said, "Bob, the face, it's not cowboy."
Josh can look mean.
Not like a cowboy. He doesn't have the cow.
Oh.
No more or less than I do.
Oh. You don't think you look like a cowboy?
Bob Nelson.
Just a very good drag queen.
Bob Nelson across the street over at Nelson's Ace Hardware. Also one of our presenters. Bob wouldn't look good as a cow. There's just certain people that just no. It's just no. Yeah.
Okay.
But no disrespect to Josh, but it's just, it's got to be something different.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Maybe he could be a tired bar owner.
Yes.
Because that man has been slamming.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
We posted up yesterday, actually a couple of times, about the Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice. The fact that not only are they a new presenter of ours, but they are embracing this telehealth program that is just exploding across Central Vermont right now. They are pioneers of this, as we discussed last week. They have a benefit for their telehealth program that is coming up on Saturday, October 1st. And registration is open right now for their Cycles of Life motorcycle ride and bicycle ride. They're two different courses. Again, Saturday the 1st in Montpelier. They've got a huge raffle. You can win an e-bike. They've got a huge barbecue that the Wayside is going to be cooking up. It is going to be amazing. To register your bike with or without a motor, just go on cvhhh.org/cycles.
And if you don't want to ride anything, you can still participate.
Of course you can.
Correct?
Of course you can. Yes.
Just register, buy a ticket, and go.
Yeah. And we're going to be talking with Ashley this morning from Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice in a little bit about the flu vaccination. And that's coming up here in just a few minutes. So stick around for that, because we're going to be chatting with her live. When you say the word vaccinations, people get funky.
Well,
quickly.
There's been a lot of controversy. That's why. I mean, a lot of people felt like they were being forced to do something that in the past, you're going to need a vaccination if you keep drinking out of that cup before you clean it. That is just disgusting. Are you freaking kidding me? Anyway.
It's not that bad. Coffee connoisseurs know that when you have a cup that the inside of it is properly seasoned, that your coffee tastes better, Raylene. Get a clue.
No, it doesn't. It makes it taste like shit.
Get a clue.
It's kind of like when you go to a store and you buy a coffee and it tastes like shit. It's because they're not cleaning their pots. They're just rinsing them out and making another pot of coffee over and over and over and over again. They had to clean those bitches, and they don't.
I think the vaccination is very important.
It is important, but you have to admit that it's been crammed down people's throats. People felt like they were being forced to do something in order to have employment or go to a store, go to a school, do all kinds of things. Yeah. And in the past, vaccinations have been a choice. You could choose, and they were studied. They weren't just in a few weeks we whip out this vaccine and we give it to you. And then you have to also agree that some people are saying we wouldn't have to have so many boosters if they had gotten it right the first time. You could have gotten it once a year like the flu vaccine.
Sure, right.
But because they're still messing around with it, because they really are, you know, whether they say so or not, we're still in trial. They don't know.
Right. When it comes to the flu vaccination, there's you have to admit there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of myths. Always has been. I didn't get my vaccination this past year, and I never got the flu. I might say, Bub, you lucked out. But here's the thing. Or you've heard people say, I got my vaccination and I still got the flu. Because, Raylene, we're going to talk with Ashley about this. And they've got a bunch of flu clinics coming up. 10 of them, as a matter of fact, all around Central Vermont. We're going to run it down for you. We've already been posting them all over our Facebook page. But here's the thing, Raylene, you know this. There are so many different strains that are going around, different variants. So just because you get the flu vaccination, there is nothing anywhere in the fine print that says that this is a guarantee that you're not going to get the flu.
Right.
You have to educate yourself with this stuff.
There's not a guarantee with anything.
No.
There's not a guarantee in birth control either.
Right. We just got a comment. We just got a comment. The only year we ever had the flu was the 1 year that we got the vaccine. I've heard this before. Because they come out with a vaccine that's supposed to be nothing's perfect here. They're trying to address the most popular strains that are going around. That doesn't mean that there's going to be another strain that comes in and you get it. You're going to get the flu. Just saying. I'm not a doctor. Although many people look at me and they think that I am. But I'm not. And
You are so full of shit. No more than they think Josh Dickinson is a cowboy.
seriously, though, we have a lot more to talk about this. And we're going to in a little bit here. Let's throw some love right now. We are so proud, beyond proud, that we have Bob and Annette and Kelly and Andy and Clay and the rest of the team over at Nelson Ace Hardware as a sponsor. Main Street Barrie, where the hell are they? Just move your head just a tiny little bit.
Which way?
That way. There they are, right there. Nelson Ace Hardware, right behind Raylene. I mean, come on. And we're always saying, you come see us at the studios. We're located directly across the street from where? Nelson Ace Hardware.
Yeah, we've been saying that since we opened the doors.
2 years ago here. We've been here for 2 years. Nelson Ace Hardware, though, not 2 years. 39, to be exact. 39 years in business. It is a store like no other on the planet. And I've said that for I don't know how many years. You walk into Nelson's and they pretty much trip over themselves trying to help you out. What can we find? What can we help you? What's the problem? What are you looking for? Right away. Love that.
There's your train.
Can everyone
Take
hear
a
that?
deep breath.
I want to know, Michael Deering. Can you hear the train in the background? I just wonder if people can hear that. If that's the microphones are picking it up. Deering says Tide football tonight, 7 o'clock. Spalding. Come support the guys after their 16-0 win last Saturday. You and I were talking about this.
Yes, we were.
We talked about this yesterday.
Monday. Yeah,
yesterday, I think. Or maybe it was Monday. I saw Michael Deering last night.
You did?
Yes. I saw him.
Oh.
He was inviting me to come into the board meeting.
Which board meeting?
Well, for the school
that?
district. Not board meeting. The school board meeting.
Oh, the school board meeting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
And you didn't fall for that?
I frightened him because I whipped out my cell phone and was suggesting that I was going to be going live on Facebook.
Oh.
And he kind of got a little bit of a...
Panicked look?
Just a little bit of deer in the headlight. Like, please tell me you're joking type of look.
Why?
I don't know. I mean,
I think
things have been a little contentious.
I know, but we could do that, couldn't we?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe they would say no friggin' way, but...
Probably would.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can't do that in a courtroom, but...
He said that it was the best one that they've had in months, and he's actually being quite serious.
Good.
They were actually talking about, what's the key word here?
Kids?
And education.
Good.
He says he's gone live with it on his page before. So maybe we'll show up with a couple of Halloween masks and go live. I want to say this morning, before I forget, I am so proud of Carrie Freiberg. We had a meeting this morning, very early here at the studio, where she came in. We just did some more training stuff.
Technical. Yeah.
which buttons to press and in which order. You've been part of that discussion before. And she is Carrie Freiberg. For those of you who don't know, has lived and been a part of our community for a million years. Is a very active member over at the Barry Congregational Church, and she has she came to us and said, "I want to start my own podcast," and she's launching it. And it's taken off. It's
What's the story?
It's called What's the Story? She had her second episode this past Wednesday, and it is broadcast on the Barry Congregational Church Facebook page and their YouTube page.
Yeah, and then next week she's going to have Cliff Fleury.
I don't know.
Cliff used to be one of her students. I cannot wait for that show.
I don't know what she's
I
thinking.
want to see and know the Cliff Fleury that she knows. I mean, I know
She was his guidance
that
counselor.
that he is a super amazing person.
Yeah.
Like I've told you that a million times.
Yeah.
He just is. And so I'm really interested to see. I mean, he comes off as this like little bit of a hellion, but he's not.
Big teddy
He's just
bear.
a good guy.
He's a softie.
Yeah.
Today is the September 23rd. Right? Yes. National Great American Pot Pie Day. Sherilyn made the first of her pot pies the other day, which I can't even explain to you what kind of experience that is for me. Am I scaring you right now?
Well, you and your food. Yesterday I brought you shepherd's pie, and you would have thought that I brought you the winning Megabucks ticket or something.
Yeah.
The noises coming out of the back room as you ate. So I can only imagine what happened when you got pot
There's
pie.
a lot of moaning, and other things that are said when you eat food that is comfort food like that. I mean, the first pot pie of the season, man. I mean, it's just
Yeah, I'm going to make my dad a meat pie this
Oh,
weekend.
God.
He's dying for a meat pie. So I'm
I
gonna
told
make him
her,
one.
I told her, I said, I've got a birthday coming up, and for my birthday, I want 2 pot pies, just for me.
Just for you.
The third one will be for you and Lily to split. I want 2,
Just for you.
just for me. I will eat it for breakfast. I will eat it cold. I will eat it hot. I will eat it 3 weeks old without refrigeration.
I believe that.
Gladly, and love it, and still moan and groan. What do we have here for? And we're going to check in with Ashley here in just a little bit.
Glenn says gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ashley's from Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice. She's going to be with us in just a few minutes to talk about the flu shot. She's the pro. She's the expert. She's going to tell you how it is.
Before that,
Yep.
Glenn really wants to know, how's the prostate, bud?
Did he
Since-
ask that?
Yes, way back. Because, yesterday you said you had the prostate appointment
Yeah.
going on. And Glenn would like a report, especially since you accused him of also having prostate issues, which, by the way, he says that you owe him a coffee because you're always giving him so much shit
That's it? Just a coffee? Pfft, you got a deal.
so far.
I'll get more mileage out of Glenn. Yeah,
We should take him out for coffee
Of
someday
course we
just so
should.
we can meet this guy.
we
in
should have him
person.
on the air.
That would be great.
Yeah, all things are good. All things are good.
Yeah.
Little
And
bit
I know when I left yesterday, what did I say to you? Have a good night and don't cough too hard.
Moon River, wider than a mile. deer hunters. Let's say this again, Raylene. This is the 5th day in a row that we have said this on the air. 5 straight days. The deer hunters who applied for a Vermont muzzleloader season antlerless deer permit by the August 3rd deadline, you need to get your ass on vtfishandwildlife.com to see if you won a permit. So I don't know how many more times we can say it, but I still, every night I get a text. Janie, you said something about the Fish and Wildlife website and deer and muzzleloader. What was that all? vtfishandwildlife.com. Go there.
Yes.
Did we have...
I agree, Heather.
Did we have a concert in the park last night?
No.
It was
canceled.
Canceled. Okay, because of the weather. Saturday, tomorrow. Unbelievable that it's already here. The annual Ladies Ride for Breast Cancer is right out back behind where Raylene is sitting right now. Metro Way. Right behind where Raylene is sitting right now is where all the bikes are going to be getting organized in the morning. Registration. Gustos is doing this again. And they're going to have a great ride. The weather's going to be stellar. And all the proceeds go to Chelsea Fournier, who is battling and winning a vicious fight with cancer.
Yes.
With breast cancer.
And now they're trying to have a baby.
Yeah. Oh, they'll do it.
And so we're hoping to help them out financially.
Any way we can. Any way we can. We think it's wonderful. It's such a great story. I loved having
yes, I agree.
Chelsea on the air. It was
I
amazing. So again, that's tomorrow. Go there. Be part of it. Registration. I think it starts at like 8 or 8:30. Bikes underway around, I think, 10:30. Something like that. We've got the information. It's everywhere. It's right there in front of you.
Yes, I know.
We got the posters. We got the cards. We got everything. So
I know. I put a few new things on that bulletin board yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
So when you're walking by, stop and take a look because
there's some great stuff on there.
Trying to keep the events all posted and up to date on there.
Right in the window.
Right in the window.
And thank you to Lisa Crowning-Shield, Sue Walker, for spearheading this thing and doing this.
And then for all of the volunteers, thank you.
Right.
I saw you guys had another kick-ass meeting last night.
Yep.
So,
Williamstown tomorrow, the Hoyt Seaver Field will be movie night. It is their last one of the season. It's Hocus Pocus, and it starts at 6 p.m.
Yes.
Hocus Pocus 2 comes out in a week, I think, on Disney+. Which Lily's already all worked up about. But kids in costume get a free goodie bag. There will be concessions for sale there. Get out and enjoy the movie tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Bring a blanket, bring a chair, and bring a down coat if you have to. Bring your.
I was going to say, can we bring a sleeping bag?
Bring your sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Bring a parka. Set up a tent.
Do you know?
Run a heater.
Listen. Do you know they have, whatever, I'm going to call it whether you want me to or not, they have bag chairs that have this like bag box that comes up around you, and it's got a little hole in the top where your neck sticks out.
Oh boy.
And it has like a little heater in there.
Come on.
I'm not shitting you.
It's like a battery powered heater?
Yes, so you can like when you're out of the games and stuff, so just your head sticks out. And, if you have a hat on your head, you stay warmer anyway. So if you stuck a hat on and you're sitting in there in that little box, wouldn't that be the cat's ass?
I have to admit that would be pretty amazing.
I'm being serious.
When you find the link on this, will you share that up so I can see it?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
I want to see that. Also, don't forget, Fall Fun Day is going to be tomorrow at the East Orange Church. It's from 11 to 3. They're going to have a kids' hat parade. Donna Thunder's going to be rocking out. And then, again, let's mention it again, because Johnny Racer's celebrating a birthday today. He is going to be hosting on Sunday, this coming Sunday, a suicide awareness benefit cornhole tournament at his home at 392 East Cobble Hill Road. Registration starts at 10. The games start at 11. A guaranteed good time. And
I think they should sell tickets for birthday spankings. I bet you they'd make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
If people could buy tickets to give Johnny his birthday spankings.
Sure. Well, yeah.
They'd probably make all kinds of money.
Of course they would. Of course they would.
Just saying.
The monthly series where the chamber examines local political issues. It's called the Chamber Breakfast Club, the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce. This month, they've got Washington County Senator Andrew Perchlik, who's going to be getting into the upcoming legislative session. The cost is $11 to cover the cost of breakfast, which is done by Le Pete Gourmet from Waterbury. Registration closes when, Raylene? Today.
I posted that this morning as well.
So if you want to do that, do it. I'm going to drop the link for the registration.
I did that this morning, too.
I just dropped it in the comment section right here. All right. What do you say?
Give Ashley a call.
Let's dial Ashley over at the Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice. A long-term care registered nurse and public clinic coordinator. That is a mouthful. Ashley, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Help me out here with the phonetics on the last name, Ashley, if you can.
It's Laferia. It's more simple than it's written.
Laferia, yes, it is.
Yep, it's Laferia. Yep.
So you oversee the public flu clinics at Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice. You know a thing or two about this. We were talking about it earlier this morning. We were discussing it, Raylene and I, a little bit yesterday as well on the air. First off, let's start at the start. Tell us about these clinics, where it is, when it is it free? Do we need to bring our insurance card? All of that stuff.
Absolutely. So we have a total of 10 public flu clinics this year. That's actually one more than we usually have 9, so that's one extra. They're located all throughout Central Vermont. A majority of them at senior centers, some local churches. You do not need to bring money if you can't afford it or don't have insurance. It is provided for free. We have state flu vaccine available.
Wow.
Those who can't afford it. Yep. But we do ask that folks bring their insurance cards. If they have them, we can bill insurance. We have high-dose flu as well as the regular quadrivalent vaccines for most people, and it is ages 18 plus. You have to be at least 18 years of old to attend the flu clinic.
Sure. I have to tell you, a couple of years ago, I did not have insurance, and I got the flu shot, and I want to say it was like $30 or $40 out of pocket.
Yeah.
So worth it, Ashley. I mean, I was like, I don't really. If it was $80, I would have paid for it. I don't care. I mean, it's so important.
Right. So there's one exception with the high dose vaccine. We get state provided flu vaccine, but that's only the traditional quadrivalent regular dose.
Yeah.
We do not get provided a high dose flu vaccine from the state. So we do have to either be able to bill insurance, or there would be an out-of-pocket cost associated with that one. But in general, most insurances do cover that.
Okay, that's good to know. I've got your website here right in front of me, and it says how to prepare for the coming flu season. The standard advice to social distance, wash your hands frequently, and stay home when you're sick, and get vaccinated. If everyone could just do that.
Right. It's nothing's a perfect system. We all just, try to do our best. And I think these last 2 years, we've had a lot of practice doing all of these things. So I'm hoping that even with a reduction in, some masking and social distancing, that we maybe still have attained a lot of these skills and habits. So maybe I'm hoping that will be in our favor this year.
I've seen a couple of rumors pop up on my phone because my phone is listening to me talking about the flu. So
Yep.
before I go to bed at night, I swipe left and right, and the rumors that we're hearing and the stuff I'm seeing on my phone is that this flu season is probably going to be worse than the past couple of years. Is there any truth to that? Are you hearing this?
Yes, there is some truth to that. And I think a lot of things get sensationalized in the news, on social media. And I want to urge people to, where to access good information. So the bottom line is we know that this season is going to be worse. We spent 2 years isolating ourselves, social distancing, masking. We expected, the year, 2020, 2022 season, and then 2021, 2022 seasons to be lower.
Right.
It was not a surprise. I, expected it coming into that. And then we expect this year to be different. There's less social distancing, there's less masking. So this is not a surprise. This shouldn't be, scary or, fearful for people. Just do your traditional things. Be prepared. Stay home when you're sick. Wash your hands, and get vaccinated. These are all things that we can do to help protect yourself and protect those around you.
And you also, over at Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice, are encouraging people to stay up with the current information from a trusted source. Not only can you get on your website, but also the Vermont Department of Health and the CDC, because they're watching what's going on. They're watching different areas of the country and seeing where it's hot and where it's not so much, and they'll kind of give you the projection of what it's going to be like.
Right, and I've done a little research on this just to kind of get my head straight, and the CDC, the Department of Health, you can go on there and you can access weekly surveillance reports, so you can see what the rates are nationally, what the rates are in your state. You can, access, other countries' information, so you can really get a good picture on kind of what's happening just everywhere. So that's going to be statistical, exact data. You can even compare 2019 to 2022. You can compare year to year.
You have your flu hotline. We're going to drop that phone number here in just a minute for more information. But we also encourage people to get on your website, cvhhh.org. You've got the calendar of events right there. It will show the clinic schedule. Of course, we've grabbed that. We're blasting it all over our Aired Out Facebook page here. But what's the schedule like? We've got 10 public flu clinics. They're going to be all over Central Vermont, right?
Right. So the first one starts September 26th. So that's next Monday, and that's going to be in Waterbury. And the last one is November 2nd in Waitsfield. It's at the United Church there. And so, you can access them. We have Montpelier Senior Center, Twin Valley Senior Center, Northfield Senior Center, Berry Auditorium. They're all throughout the county. So if you miss one, there's always going to be, another one coming up over the next 6 weeks or so.
So this is high tide right here. The 26th. Yeah. It's the end of September. Flu season really kind of kicks into gear in October and runs all the way into the spring, right?
Right. And just something to remember that every flu season is different. Every year it's different. It's different in other countries. Sometimes it starts a little sooner. Sometimes it starts a little later. Our peak seasons are a little different. But in general, October through March are, that's the time frame, with the peak months tending to be like November through February is, that peak usual season, but that does vary.
The phone number for your flu hotline is 802, of course, here in Vermont, 224-2299. And we're going to put that up on our screen here as well in just a little bit. But reading your blog here, it says when you get the vaccine, you reduce the likelihood that you can get sick with the flu. You also lower the impact of respiratory illness on the broader community, which is, of course, important to prevent a surge on our local healthcare system, which everyone knows has been extremely challenging. And that's a gross understatement over the last year plus with the coronavirus pandemic. But there's a lot of, and I know that you know, all of the myths and all of the misinformation out there about getting the flu vaccine. That, we just had a comment a little while ago. The only year that I did get the flu was the year that I got the vaccine. This is something that there's all these different strains that are going around. So I think the CDC, fair to say here, that they're doing the best they can to try to dial it in as tightly as they can to the current strains. But this is science that's fighting with man here, and there could be a different strain going around. So it's not going to guarantee that you're not going to get the flu if you get the vaccination, right?
That's true. There's always more strains than what's included in the vaccine. Like you said, they do their best to pick the most common variants that might be around. And regardless, though, if you catch the flu, a strain that's not in the vaccine, statistically, it is shown that you are still less likely to have, as bad of symptoms or be hospitalized
right.
if you've got the vaccine, regardless.
Exactly.
And, obviously less likely to miss work, less likely to, be out for 2 weeks, and less likely to give it to those that are really high risk that
Sure.
really can't get it.
And recover quicker, like you just suggested. Yep. I think every year the biggest question that I have, and I always forget the answer to this for some reason, is we get busy, we're transitioning from one season to another. We're super busy. We're stacking firewood. We're getting the house buttoned up. We're getting ready for winter. And all of a sudden, it's, mid-November, the end of November, maybe even the beginning of December. We still haven't gotten our flu shot. Is it too late at that point?
No, you can get it in March if you wanted to. It's never too late. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily need it in June, but anytime, and it's usually really accessible either at your doctor's office, through maybe a public clinic, or through a pharmacy. It's usually pretty readily available, especially right now. There's a lot of walk-in clinics locally, like through EMS, that are offering both flu and COVID. So it's pretty easily accessible, even late.
What if you're pregnant or breastfeeding? What's the story with that?
So it's even more so recommended for those who are pregnant, breastfeeding, or severely like immunocompromised or at high risk. It's even more important for you to get vaccinated.
Especially if you have a chronic illness. I think it's recommended for male, female, above 50 years old, no matter what. But what about the folks out there that you've heard Ashley say, look, I'm in super great shape. I work out. I eat right. I run 10 miles a day. I'm in rock solid shape. My lungs are amazing. I don't need the flu vaccination. What do you say?
Well, it's certainly a personal choice. I always, everyone has their own personal choice. You might be healthier, maybe less likely to get sick, but you still are at risk to get sick. You still can spread it to others who are high risk. And if you do get sick, you can miss work, or that can be a financial burden. So there's always a risk, even if you're healthy. you're always at risk for the flu. You're not invincible.
Yeah.
If it's not for you, it's for your community. And especially this year, if we do expect the flu season to be a little harsher, especially COVID flu combination, this year is especially important, I think, to really keep it at bay for the community.
I've heard a couple of people say, I got the flu vaccination, so I don't need to worry about COVID-19. Or I got the COVID-19 vaccination, so I don't need to worry about the flu vaccination. Or does one kind of help with the other, or are they totally separate?
They're totally different. The COVID vaccine does not protect against the flu, and the flu vaccine does not protect against COVID.
Yeah.
I've heard of a potential, like, maybe vaccine that has both of them, but you'd want to be very sure to know what you're getting, and but they do not protect against the other.
I think the final question I have for you this morning, unless you have something, is, is there, can you get the flu vaccination on the same day as the COVID booster, or vice versa, or does it have to be spaced out by a day or a week or two?
They are safe to get together. You can certainly get them on the same day. The only exception, I would say, if you are severely immunocompromised, like if you're maybe on chemo or your immune system's really bogged down, I would just check with the doctor first. Occasionally, they do want you to separate them just to give your immune system a chance, one at a time. But that's the only exception, I would say, is to just check with your doctor if you're unsure. But they are safe. You can get them together.
Safe. Okay.
Yeah.
And if people have more questions or we didn't cover something here, we've got a lot of comments coming in too here. Wow. They can. Yeah, it is. Your flu hotline is 802-224-2299.
Right. And that's especially great for folks who can't access the internet. You'll hear me list out all of the clinics and all of the times and the dates, and just a little information on, what to bring with you.
That's perfect. And we've got the flu clinic schedule. We're blasting that all over our page a couple times a day because we just want to make sure everyone knows about this. So important. So important.
Yeah.
Ashley, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Great information, and we appreciate what you do so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Boy, I love
all that info.
I just love learning new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there it is, right there.
In a nutshell.
From a pro who knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So, and there's people that are still going to have their own opinions. We spin our own webs in our minds, and we're so easily influenced by the media and TV and what's popping up on our phone.
That we are.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But great information from Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice. CVHHH.org. Get on their site. We have clouds. We have some passing rain showers coming through Central Vermont, but more sun than clouds is the word for the afternoon. Going to be blustery.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
We need a little sunshine. I love the rain, but we need a little sunshine, even if it's chilly.
Agree. Going to be blustery. The winds are whipping. Highs in the upper 40s today. We have clear skies tonight. Stars will be out, but some valley fog sitting low, and maybe even a touch of frost if you're up early on Saturday morning. Supposed to bottom out around 35 to 40 degrees tonight. And then sunshine on Saturday, highs around 60. That's perfect. What a perfect forecast for the annual Ladies' Ride for Breast Cancer.
Yeah.
Amazing. Partly sunny in the morning on Sunday, then more clouds and mid-60s. Monday, good chance for some morning showers, and 65 degrees for the high. That's your forecast. We are seen and heard live on Facebook from the ASB Financial Studios, Fly on the Wall Productions, North Main Street in Barrie, which you can see an active morning with a wet North Main Street behind Raylene right now. Barrie, Vermont, the epicenter of central Vermont. And we are streamed around the world on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, TuneIn Radio, Podchaser, Deezer, Podcast Addict, GeoSavan, and on satellite radio. So, everywhere. Love it.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
No excuses. Tune in.
Yes. Thanks for liking. Thanks for following the page. Don't forget to comment, to share any episode that you have enjoyed. This one was incredible.
Yes.
This is some great information. We are always live, always local. We are never edited. And that's it. We want to tell everyone to have a great weekend.
Yes, and we have one message for you. Well, Heather thinks that because you ruined so many of Glenn's breakfasts with your disgusting talk that you owe him breakfast. And Glenn says he's thought about it, and breakfast it is. So.
Okay. Breakfast it is.
Breakfast it is. Have a great weekend, everyone.
We'll see you soon.